I think what happened in Australia, it's happening around the world. A lot of, I think, parents in the community just had enough wait for the social media platforms to get their act together, and they decided to act themselves, and that thus this new legislation.
You see, the problem is that the companies, the various organizations, Instagram, TikTok, they weren't, their argument was almost, we're doing what we can, it's working, and this is not going to work, so let's not do it. They didn't have a strong alternative prospect or policy other than this isn't going to work, so let's not do it.
I think you summed it up really well there, Richard. That I think that's exactly the point. What was being done by the platforms wasn't working, at least in the eyes of the community, and in the eyes of research, and in the eyes of politicians, and therefore there had to be more done. Now, this might be seen as overreach. Maybe 16 is not the right age. Maybe it's too young. Maybe it's too old. But I think what Australia is doing is what a lot of the world is starting to step into, is say, well, the ills of social media, there's a lot of good things about social media, but the ills of social media are enough that something has to be done beyond just leaving it to Meta and the platforms themselves.
I read Sir Nick Clegg's book, and you might have seen it when, of course, he was number 3 at Meta. Not exactly in favor of all of this, believes that self-regulation can work, but I don't see any examples of it working to the to the level of efficiency and efficacy that we require.
I think that's right. And also because I think self-regulation often has an inherent problem, which is if it runs counter to what the essence of the core of that organization is and does, and the core of what Facebook does or any of these social media apps is that they want people to spend more time on their platforms, be more engaged. And so, building a product that you want to somehow sell less of doesn't make any sense. How do you regulate yourself to do that? So I think that internal contradiction just doesn't work. And we've seen that play out in the fact that we are here today. We don't feel that social media has done enough, because I don't think they can do enough on their own with self-regulation.